course, there's the copywriting that please don't copy this because Keller Williams not going to be very happy about it. All right. So you are participating in Ignite. Surprise. You should know that at this point, hopefully. And there are really going to be four parts. One is becoming the real estate expert. I think that if you believe in the fiduciary duty that you have and the fact that people are going to trust you with one of the biggest decisions that they're going to make in their whole lives, you should respect them enough to be the expert in your field. And so you're doing your due diligence. And obviously, you're taking the time in your evening to learn. And so that's a great opportunity. Number two is lead generation. And that's what we're doing today. And here's what I can tell you is that the reason that 96% of agents don't make it past the second year is really simple. They come, they sell to all their friends and all their family in their first year, and it's really great. And then they never learn how to lead generate. And so years 3 and 4, nothing happens, nothing gets sold. You suddenly have no business and you don't know where to go from there. Lead generation is what's going to decide how long you last in the business and how successful you will be over time. Number 3 is going to be lead follow up. And then number 4 is the transaction itself. And so our course overview is simple. Today we are going to go over sections 5, 6, and 7. So that's going to be generating your leads, growing your database, and capturing leads with open houses, because I think that this is going to be really critical. Social media is going to be very similar as well. We live in a world where that's really actively going to be something that's going to be engaged, right? And so let's just play a little game really quickly, and you guys can enter this into the chat box. What month is your birthday? And I'm going to have my chats up. May, December, April, August, May. Awesome. And so we've got 134 people that are here right now in the room. And as you guys are putting in all of your months, what you can see is, let's take, for example, that this 135 people is all the people you know in your new business. And this is your database. You have a reason to call people every single month of the year, just from these 137 people. I think a lot of times when we start the business and we go into different areas and we hear different people speak, and it's like, oh my gosh, they have 3,000 people in their database, they have 4,000 people in their database, they have 15,000 people in their database. That's why they're doing so much business. It's not. You don't need to have thousands of people in your database. You just need to actively engage with the ones that you do know on a regular basis. And birthdays are a phenomenal reason to call. I will say that one thing that I have done in the past, and I continue to do now, is that I actually wish people happy birthday the day before their birthday. And I do it for a couple reasons. On their actual birthday, they're going to get 7,988 text messages and Facebook messages from people that see it on Facebook and just hit the automated happy birthday. And so you get lost in the crowd. If you do it the day after, it's like, oh, well, you only know it was my birthday because you saw it on social media. So I tell people that it's going to be their birthday, and I send a message that says, hey, it's your birthday tomorrow. What are you going to do this year that you've never done before? And so it's an opportunity because A, I get to be first, which everybody loves, but B, that it actually is something that is different. They're going to see it, they're going to notice it, right? And so I think when it comes to lead generation, that's what you need to constantly be thinking about. Is how are you going to actively engage people in a way that's different, that lets you stand out by letting them know that you actually care. And so here's what today's agenda is. We're going to learn about you, the lead generator. We're going to talk about a lead generation model. We're going to identify your sphere of influence, and we're going to calculate potential for income, because I do think it's important for us to understand what it looks like when you are actively looking at everyone and seeing what is really sitting right in front of you. We're going to categorize your sphere of influence and we're going to expand your reach. And then we're going to apply some best practices for what we've looked for and share with the, and I'll share with you some of ours, right? So let's talk about what you kind of already know, right? You already know, and this is Gary, who's always saying the fear of failure is greater than the fear of lead generating. So here's the thing, lead generating is not hard. It's not that you don't know how, it's not that you don't want to, it's because it's difficult. It's not fun, right? And so I think that one of the biggest thing about lead generation is that when you are actively lead generating, the question becomes, why are you making the call? Are you making the call because you need a sale? Or are you making the call because you want to be of service? The feeling that you have making the call is going to be wildly different, contingent on why you're making the call. So I'd like to hear some of the reasons you feel uncomfortable making lead generation calls now. So if you guys can share some of those in the chat, I'd love to know what that is like. Guys, we're so fast on the birthday thing. What's happening? Rejection. Yeah. Yeah. Haven't been in contact. Yes. I haven't called them in a million years. Right? I don't know anyone. Not knowing what to say. I lost touch. I don't know anyone. Yeah. It's really hard when you move somewhere new, right? It's been a long time since we talked. Um, yep, rejection, all of the above, right? You've had other sales jobs and they're expecting you to ask them for a sale. So I think that one of the biggest, the salesy judgment, man, it's terrible. I'm an introvert. So I will give you um, some great news. My husband is a realtor and he is a humongous introvert. I am not. I like talking all the time. However, one of the great things that I think, and these are awesome, guys, and these are literally what everyone else has, because the number of dittos that you just saw should let you know that nothing that you just said is far off from what everybody else feels. And yes, the call that's salesy is miserable to make. I don't want to make that call. And so I think the question becomes, you feel like you're asking for business. And so remember when I said how we sell to all our friends and all our family and then we don't know what to do? So what happens is that we sell to all our friends and all our family and then we've been asking them and then we start calling them again and they can only each buy one house. And eventually they're going to stop. They're going to stop calling. They're going to stop answering your phone calls. They're going to mute you on Facebook. And so it isn't that you need the person you're calling to buy a house. I don't need my brother to buy a house. What I need is for my brother, when he's at work and he hears about somebody wanting or thinking about buying a house, for him to say, oh my gosh, you have to talk to my sister. But here's the thing, this is where being a professional is critical. Do you believe you are the best realtor that they know? Answer that question for yourselves. And you can answer it to yourselves or in the chat. Do you believe that you're the best realtor for the job? If you believe you're the best realtor for the job, do you believe that you care about them more than anybody else? And I love that. I'm new, so no. So here's the thing, and this is the amazing part of Keller Williams. And so I'm so happy that you guys are here. You don't have to know all the answers for clients to be the best person. You just have to be willing to do what it takes to get the right answer for them. So just because you're learning doesn't put you out of the count and it doesn't make you unqualified. It means that you know that you don't know everything. So God bless, because there's so many people out here that are trying to pretend like they know what they're doing and they do not. You don't know, great, but you do know where to go. You do have your broker. You do have your leaders. You do have your productivity coaches. You do have your TCs. You do have your team leaders. You do have agents like me that like teach classes, right? You can get the right answer for your client because the knowledge base is important. You obviously want to be a professional. However, your desire to take care of them while they're making this huge decision and your ability to be humble enough to say, "Hey, I I'm not positive, but I'm going to get you the answer to that," is going to take you much further than anything else is going to. So let's talk about the 6 core competencies of business. Number 1 is lead generating, right? Number 2 is presenting the buyers and sellers, um, and getting them to agree. Number 3 is showing buyers the market, buyers and sellers. You're going to write and negotiate contracts. You're going to coordinate sales. You're going to manage money, right? So these are all those things. And lead generation fears. We talked about these, right? I don't have time. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I think I'm going to make a mistake. Here's the thing. And this is what I kind of mean by that. It's just a complete myth, right? It's a complete myth in that it's okay for you to be able to say, I don't know exactly what to do, right? And this is a great question. I'm afraid of not knowing how to negotiate against a more experienced agent. That is a true fear. And a lot of brand new agents have that. And here is what I can tell you in reference to that. Your job when you are representing your client on the buyer side, okay? Your job is to give them all of the information that they need and to go above and beyond when it comes to knowing about what they're asking if you don't know the answer. Ultimately, your buyers are going to make the decision, but it is your job to do the homework of information that they don't have access to, right? So, most buyers don't have access to home inspectors. You do. As a new agent, I would be asking people in my market center, who's doing an inspection? Can I come? The amount of things that you're going to learn from a home inspector at a home inspection is going to wildly benefit your clients when you are negotiating a home inspection contingency. When it comes to the contracts, you have classes that you can actively engage in and you can be part of those as well, right? Those are all going to be options too. But that negotiation is ultimately you giving your client all the information and them making the decision and you representing them to the best of your ability. And so it truly allows you, it is about taking care of them. On the seller side, when it's time to negotiate, it is your job to protect the seller's equity. It's the same thing. You need to know what all the facts are so that you can then represent them. But you also want to go ahead and be so comfortable with asking those questions. Because here's the other thing about it that's great. The majority of contracts, the negotiating period isn't 10 minutes, it's at least a day. And in that day, if you're humble enough to start calling agents in your office, perhaps that you think are really amazing, at negotiating, or talk to your team leader and say to them, hey, this is what I just got back. What do you think that I should do? Hi, Cherry. You have a question? Go ahead. I see your hands up. You're
I don't want
muted.
to throw you off because you are
Oh,
on
no.
the roll, but
No, you're
oh
fine.
my gosh, like that has been my number one fear of, you know, getting in this and being new because I'm only a couple months in. It hasn't even been 6 months. So
Sure.
getting to the point of getting the client, we know we got to go to the table, and the negotiation has been something that I have had fear
Hmm.
in regards to. But
Sure.
what you just said and the way you said it, like that is the star. That
Oh,
is
I,
the star. I,
I
I
appreciate that.
honestly feel like I'm not alone in this when it comes to new agents, but we
Not
all
at
have
all.
that sales background in some capacity.
Sure,
And we know we're going to come up against agents who have more skin in the game than we do.
sure.
And you don't want to do anything that makes your client regret choosing you.
Yeah.
So what you just said makes me feel a whole lot better, and thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And I also want you guys to know this too. So I explained that I'm on a team. I run a team. I have a team of 8 agents, and we cover a very large area. We go from Baltimore all the way down to Raleigh, North Carolina, and we are in a group chat. And even now, with agents that have done over 250 transactions, there are times that they will put in the chat, "Hey guys, I'm in the middle of negotiating this. How do you think this sounds?" And their peers will say, "I would say this instead. I would change this word to this word." That is the beauty of Keller Williams. You could be at a lot of different brokerages, and I do a lot of, coaching for agents that are in different brands. Like I do business coaching for teams that are around the country, some that are with Keller Williams, some that are not with Keller Williams. And there is nothing like Keller Williams when it comes to the access to other agents. So Joe had a question of, do you recommend new agents joining a team instead of going solo? If you are not at Keller Williams, yes, because I don't know how you would do it by yourself. Because you are at Keller Williams and they give you so many opportunities to get training, and you have the productivity coach with you for your first 4 transactions, beyond the fact that you guys really need to get into Command has so much content that you can actively go in and check out answers to. You don't have to join a team. I don't think that you have to. I think that you could be a very successful solo agent if you use all the tools that are available to you. So that's kind of my short answer to that. So person in the middle is you. Everybody around you is what is called your sphere. And you'll oftentimes hear, so yeah, see, you're at KW, you don't have a coach. You're winning. We don't need anything. Um, These are your spheres of influence. And you'll hear agents that have been around a long time use coin the term SOI. And that's what we're talking about. Is your sphere of influence. This is people that you know, that know you, that may know you from another company, that may know you from another world, but they trust you already. They know that like you are a caring person, you are a thoughtful person, you are a meticulous person, you are an energetic person. Like they know who you are. And so, truly, these are the people that you want to reach out to because you don't have to sell yourself to them, right? They already know who you are. So, now we're going to play a little game, and you're going to take your phones out and you're going to check how many contacts you have in your phone, right? And so, I'll give you guys all time to do that. You are then going to take that number. So, let's say the number is 1,000. Okay. You're going to take that number and you're going to multiply it. They covered it last week. Hello, Stacy. How are you? Thank you for saying that. They did this whole thing or they just did this number?
Did it the whole thing.
They did everything that you've done so far tonight. We did last week.
Are you kidding me?
We did 5. I'm sorry that we let you go this far.
No.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if there was going to be anything different before I said something. But yeah, we covered this last week.
All right. So guess what? We're not going to keep doing 5. I'm not going to make you guys suffer through that. Did you guys go through 6?
No.
All
We
right.
didn't do 6.
Okay. So, all right, fine. This is a fun, exciting time for all of us together.
It's
Thank you for that.
amazing how you were able to pivot so quickly, Venus.
Hey man, you gotta be able to be ready to go. Luckily I do this training enough that I can, kind of do it. All right. So you guys learned all about SOIs. You figured out how much many millions of dollars that you have that you haven't actively reached out to. Here, okay, fine. You guys did this last week. Here's my next question. How many of you reached out to 5 people. You did the 555 for your social media last week after realizing all the billions of dollars that you are sitting in your contacts? Yes, no, maybe. All right. I like 6. How many we got? Yes, I like it. Hands up, all of you. Nobody, maybe. Love it. Yes, still doing every day. Yes, I love it. 5. Yes. Love it. Yep, on your phone works too, Noelle. You don't have to be on social media. So let me kind of ask this question because we did talk about what's kind of scary. Were the conversations awkward when you had them? Uh-oh, that's a yes. Is that a yes? They were awkward? They were capital letters awkward? Oh, no. No, maybe, kind of. I do enjoy the I've been blowing up everybody. Love it. Okay. Okay, good. Yeah. So, okay. So, 1, be careful of the blowing up about the real estate online because people will start muting you. I love going through your phone. I love calling your friends. I will tell you that when I became a realtor, and I think that this is kind of, I feel like the majority of you have probably already had another job. When I became a realtor, I, at that point, had been in jewelry for 17 years. And so I was the jewelry person. You wanted a question about a ring, you called me. You want to talk about diamonds, you called me. Anybody that ever thought about jewelry, they called me. And I needed to change their whole brain to now suddenly think about me when it came to homes. And that was the challenge, right? And so it was a let me now have a different conversation. Obviously, my friends and family, it was a really easy conversation. It was like, hey, you would trust me with your jewelry, right? Yes. You would trust me with your life because you know how much I care about you, right? Yes. Okay. Here's what the new thing is. I am now moving into a different area of life. It is so important for me to be of service to my community that I have elevated what I'm doing. I now want to help people become homeowners. And I'm taking all of the time and all of the um, thoughtfulness and all of my detail orientatedness. And I've decided to deliberately join a brokerage that is filled with professionals. And I want you to know that I am going to do that. Okay. So that's kind of what you're looking for when it comes to having the introduction of like, I am changing my job. I am changing what I'm doing, right? In order to kind of give them that ability. So these are the same disclaimers. We already did that. Okay. Now we're growing your database. So the way that your database grows is, oh, Joe, did you have a question? Your hand's up.
Yes, yeah. So with sphere of influence, sometimes I feel people hesitate to do business with like a good
Friends
friend.
or family?
Yeah, just
Yep.
because it involves money and they don't want to
Sure.
reveal their financials. So how do you
Sure.
convince them in such cases?
I don't need you to buy something. Go find me somebody else. It's that same conversation, right? I don't need my brother to buy a house with me. I need my brother to be paying attention to his friends and his family
Mhm.
members that are like his in-laws, right? I need you to be paying attention that if somebody says, "Oh, my brother just had a baby." So all of his friends are in that age that they're all just having babies. So they all need to go from their little apartment to a real house. So I don't need my brother to give me his personal information. I just need him to pay attention and be an ambassador for me out in the world, right?
Got it. Okay.
Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yes, yes, yeah, yeah.
Right? And so Danielle said we never see the financials. So you do sometimes because depending on the lender and depending on the type of loan, sometimes you will learn about people's proof of funds. And you're right, some family members, some friends feel a little weird about it. They don't want you to know. Fine, no problem. I don't need you. I need you to pay attention to someone else. Because what
Mhm.
you're trying to do is you're going to grow, right? And so I know 50 people. But if each of those 50 people knows 50 people, I need access to those people. I need that other level, right? That other ring of your SOI.
Mhm.
Your immediate friends are like friends and family that you know. Fine. But you're going to get maxed out. There's only so many people you can talk to yourself.
Mhm.
It's who are they talking to? What are
Got
they doing on their day off? What are they doing at work? What do they do when they are now, at the car dealership or whatever, right? Like I always give the example, my old assistant manager from K Jewelers was on a boat at a boat party and some girl that she'd never knew before mentioned something about her dad wanting to buy a house. So she called me from the boat and they ended up being a client. She never saw that girl again. She didn't even know who she was, but in that moment
Mhm.
she thought about me and just connected me. And that's all you're looking for.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
all you're trying to do as you're growing your business is encourage your friends and families to then become your ambassadors to the world, right?
Got it. Yep. Yep.
Um,
You.
should you have already done real estate expert of choice for what? To be able to tell me what you're talking about, Stephen or Alexis. Oh, got it. Oh, sections one through four. Yes, you can go back and do that. You do not have to do those to be able to come to this because growing your database is not really contingent on the other ones. But you do want to finish all of them in general. And so for today's agenda, we're going to talk about creating a database, feeding your database, communicating with your database. Um, and this is a reality. Your database is your entire business. And so you have to constantly feed your database to feed your business. Because here's the thing that happens, right? You have a client and you're taking care of that client. When the client's done, they bought the house, that's over. Like it's over. Like there's no more money coming and that's all done. But how are you going to actively continue to feed your database? And a lot of realtors, new and old, fall through the same cracks. And what it is that they've got no business. So they panic. And so they do a bunch of lead gen. And they call a bunch of people and they do a bunch of open houses and they do a bunch of cold calls and they're out in the street and they're doing everything they're supposed to do and they're doing super great. And then they get 4 clients and then they're busy and they're showing clients and they're writing contracts and they're negotiating and they're going to inspections and they're going to closings. And so for the next 60 or 90 days, they're actively doing that. And then they close. And they haven't done any lead gen. So now there's nobody again. So now you panic and you start lead genning really good. So everybody has this like no money, no money, 5 closings. No money, no money, 2 closings. No money, no money, no money, 3 closings. Well, here's the thing, your bills come every month. And so it is not sustainable to live your life in that way. And so lead generation has to keep happening regardless of how busy you are, which is why creating it as a habit allows you to kind of protect your business from losing that lead generation and losing being fed constantly, even when you're busy. And so, why are they showing this again? So, a database is the container that holds all of your contacts and your leads and everything else. And so, exactly, Rob. You have to be consistently prospecting. So you guys have a couple of choices. There are databases that you can use. There are different ways you can do it. You can use a spreadsheet. You can use a CRM. And there's many CRMs. There's Brevity. There's Follow Up Boss. There's Sync. There's Lofty. There's a million of them. Here's what I will tell you. They are all the same. It does not matter which one you use. You should use Command because it's free. So just FYI. You have to use a database tracking system of some kind if you want to make this a real job. If you want this to be something that you make a little bit of money every now and then, run it out of your phone. Send text messages, send social media, do whatever. And it'll be fine. If you want this to be your career and you want to do this for your life as a business, you must have a database that is in a CRM that you can go back to, that you can track, that you can automate, that you can put notes in, that you know what's going on with it. And every type of CRM works. People are going to try to, and a lot of you guys are new agents. And so you're going to get like a million different like companies that tell you that they're the best one and they're the ones that are going to get you the best whatever. And they're going to make you leader. But it doesn't matter. I've looked at all of them. I have tried many of them. I have trained on lots of them. They all work. Same. Okay. What makes the difference is if you actually use it. Do you actually use it for automation? Do you actually put the notes in it? Do you actually reach out to your people? That's what's going to be the deciding factor of whether it works or not. Command does so many things for you, and it's free. You get it for free. And so actively using it is the best way that I can recommend for you guys as you start your businesses. Because the other thing about it is a lot of times when you're a brand new agent, there's a million shiny pennies and there's a million things that people tell you you need to pay for to get business. And you do not need to spend tons of money. You just need to work really hard within your database. And you can choose to, right? We call it sweat equity or check equity. The sweat equity is that you call the people, you put the notes, you organize a spreadsheet, you figure out the CRMs. Check equity is you can go pay for leads. Sure, you can. Anybody can. It's your choice though, right? I'm just telling you is you do not. I run a business right now with I have a team. I've been in the business for over a decade. I do not pay for leads. I don't pay for leads. All of our business is sphere influence. All of it, 100%. And agent referrals from other agents. And that's it. And you can run a business that way. So there's different sections that you have when it comes to the database, right? And so you've got to decide what kind of model you want to use for yourself, how you want to follow up with people, what stage you're at, right? And so you've got lead generation is where you're capturing these leads. And this is from open houses, prospecting, marketing, social media, etc. You've got the relationship management, which is what you use your CRM for, which it's tracking how many times have you talked to them this year? Did you send them a recipe card? Did you say happy birthday on their birthday? Did you, wish them happy holidays, right? And then cultivating contacts for conversion. This is a conversation of interacting with people enough to understand when their needs come up, right? Because that's what's happening. Your database at any given time, I promise you, if you take your whole phone and the database that it's in, and I did this experiment twice already with our own company. I promise you that in your phone right now, you've got at least 20 people that bought, sold, or rented or leased in the last 90 days, regardless of how many people you have in your phone. I promise you that. I do want to address something that a couple people brought up is that I don't know anybody here. I just moved here. That is something that's super scary for a lot of people when they move into a new area. I want to remind you about referral business. You are licensed realtors, and therefore you are able and eligible to get paid a referral fee for business that is conducted in states that are not in the same state as yours. So if you just moved, you lived your whole life in Indiana, your whole life, you know everybody there in your city, and you just moved to Chicago. Yes, you are building a new world in Chicago and you are building new relationships in Chicago. But all your friends and family that you've grown up with, that you've known your whole life, that you went to high school with, those people could also still be buying and selling. And you have the opportunity to be the person that they call to say, hey, do you know anybody? And if the answer is yes, which it should be, you should be actively figuring out who the people doing business where you're from are, and you should be building relationships with them. So that is another source of income that you can have while you are building a business and while you are doing, your regular business. Oh, look at me. I was talking about command and I didn't even know that was next. Good job, Venus. So yes, use command for the love of God. And you've got the database, right? One, build it, feed it, communicate, service all the leads. And the word service is very important. Service isn't always going to mean selling them a house. Sometimes it's getting them a plumber. Sometimes it's telling them where a really good paint guy is. Sometimes it's connecting them with a mechanic. You want to ultimately become the mayor of your world. And you want to be the person that everybody calls and says, oh, yeah, I got a guy. Right? So, how many of you already are that person? Oh, that's a good question. I'm going to get to your question, Joe. Don't you worry. So, how many of you are the guy? How many of you are the person that's the connector for your friends, family, everybody? Umberto, I see you have a thumbs up. You're that guy?
Yep.
Right? And it feels good, right? It feels good that they trust you, that you are the person that's going to know someone that's going to be trustworthy. So Joe had a question, which is, given that everybody's busy, how do you build relationships with realtors outside, especially outside the States? We are never too busy to make friends. And if you meet people, if you are a realtor that is of service, you will find other realtors that are of service in other areas. And when you are starting out and you don't know a whole bunch of other realtors, it's a great opportunity to reach out to your team leaders. Command has Connect in it. It allows you to find realtors to build referral relationships with. I would interview several so that you feel really good about them. And everybody's going to want something different. And so it's nice to have multiple options in any city that you specifically have. But it's a great question that you have. And you can always ask, like, team leaders. It's also wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, Rob, you're so smart. There's a whole bunch of realtors right here. Actually, that is great. Can everybody put in the chat what city and state they're in? This is about to be amazing. Love it. Hampton, yes. Oh, love it. Look at this. Look at that. And this is recorded, so you guys can go back and see. So I just made you 154 friends. Bam.
Thank you.
Problem solved.
Now I need to save all these.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the beauty of it, right? The other piece that I was going to say is these classes are a great opportunity. Going to KW events is a great opportunity, like regional events. Going to family reunion is a great opportunity. Joining KW groups is a wonderful opportunity. There's a lot of subgroups within KW that are like-minded, similar areas. It's a great way to meet people. That's a really quick way for you to actively engage and have those relationships. For sure. Oh, well, look at us. All right. So what have we learned so far? Anything exciting other than now we have a whole bunch of new friends? Love it so much. How to negotiate. Good. I love that. Yes, yes. Very good. Is there anything that you guys want to go over so far on the content that I just said that you want more information about before we go to the next thing? Consistency. Okay. So I think that that's good. Under referrals and others, does it have to be? No. Great question. When you're doing a referral, does it have to be KW to KW? Nope. It just has to be realtor to realtor. Okay. So you can give a referral to any other brokerage anywhere. What you do need to have is you do need to send a referral form. Your market centers will have their specific ones, and you will need to send the W-9 for the market center. Make sure when you are giving the referral that you do not give the client's information until you get the signed referral agreement from the agent, because you just want to protect yourself. Yeah. So you can do any of that stuff. Okay. Okay. Why is it going on this again, guys? Building the database. Okay. Oh, okay. Listen, for the love of God. Building a database in your commands. This is not a game of, I want to put as many in there as possible to make myself feel good. That doesn't help anyone. You need to have first name, last name, email, address, phone number. 4 pieces. Because otherwise, you don't actually know them like that. Now, if you don't have the 4 pieces, this is a wonderful opportunity to get them. And the awesome part of it is you guys are literally taking this in wintertime. This is like the best time ever because it's a simple conversation or a simple call of, hey, I'm putting together my holiday card list and I need to update everybody's info. It doesn't even need to be a sales call. Hey, I love sending out holiday cards. Now, some of you can send out Christmas cards. Some of you, I actually send out, like I said before, I like sending things when not everybody else is getting stuff. I do not send holiday cards. I send New Year's cards because nobody has those cards. Everybody's getting Christmas, Hanukkah, etc., etc. I send New Year's cards, and in the New Year's cards, and this is just me, you don't need to do this. I send scratchers, like the little dollar scratchers, for every adult that's in the house. And I send it to my top 150 people. I don't spend more than $200 altogether. I've had I've had friends and family who have won like $500 from the scratcher. I got so much social media love from those because nobody's doing it. Nobody's getting a good like first of all, everybody loves a scratcher. Like nobody's gonna get offended that you tried to give them money. Second of all, it's past the holidays. You're not one of 700 cards that they got. It's this one new card that came in January. So just kind of think about that in general. But I do make the phone call. Like now everybody knows I send them. And so my conversation is very specifically like, hey, I'm doing my New Year's cards. I need to make sure that I have the right address and your information. I have an agent that wants to give away pies for Thanksgiving. I told her to make the phone call of like, hey, I want to be dropping off pies for Thanksgiving, but I want to make sure you're in town. Number 1, are you going to be in town the Tuesday before Thanksgiving? Number 2, I want to make sure I have the right address. And so you have an opportunity to get all of their information at that point too. You're going to enter these in to command manually, or you can sync them through your iPhone or your Android in your Google contacts. So you can, if you want, import your entire phone into command and then clean it up based on that. This is up to you. Mm-hmm. Okay. So what is feeding your database called? So feeding your database means you have to be adding in new people to your database. Now, where do you meet the new people? This is up to you. Some of them are going to be, you absolutely can upload it with an Excel sheet too. Thank you, Danielle. You can add them through people you meet at open houses. You can add them through people that you meet on the street. A great way, especially if you don't know anybody, does anybody know what Meetup is? The app Meetup? Has anybody heard of this? Yes, no, maybe? Okay. Okay. No. Okay. It is a realtor's dream. Okay. So if you use it at a high level. So I am actually a meetup organizer. So I actually host the little parties. And you can later on choose to do that as well. Meetup is a free app. And it is literally Meetup is what it is. It's a little red logo. And when you download the app, it's going to ask you like 12,000 questions. What do you like to eat? What do you like to do? Where do you like to go? Where are you from? It's a million questions about the things that you are interested in. And when you are finished, it will show you in-person meetups local to you that are doing things that are similar to what you like doing. And it's super specific. It's like previous New Yorkers living in Florida who like to knit. Like, it's super specific. The majority of them are free. All of them are pretty much in person. And the people are doing something you like anyway. So, I am a foodie, as you can tell. So, I go to foodie meetup groups. And no, I'm not going to go there and be the creepy realtor, but it's very simple. Oh, the restaurant is in Arlington. I will set up a showing to go look at a house and preview it in Arlington before I go to the event. Because while you're there, they are inevitably going to ask, oh, where are you coming from? And my answer is, I was just previewing a house for my client. Do you see the difference of, oh, what do you do? I'm a realtor? Right? Gross. No, I was previewing a house for a client. What does that mean? Oh, I have a client that doesn't live here. They really want to live in Arlington, so I was checking out this house that's down the street. Okay. Meetup allows you to go to events, meet people, and actively have conversations without it being super like uncomfortable. Now, you don't have to do Meetup. I don't get paid by them. You can do whatever you want. You can join a chamber of commerce. You can join clubs. You can join a lot of agents get tons of business out of like they're part of soccer leagues or basketball leagues. Pickleball is a big one, big right now, and they get tons of clients from that. But if you find these types of activities, I like Meetup because it's free. Like, you pay for your own dinner in my instance, but I'm gonna eat dinner anyway. It's not an extra fee that I'm paying that's gonna like be a burden right away, right? Oh yay. Yeah, it's so Meetup is great. Thank you, Brittany. Meetup has been great for me. Now, some kind of tricks that I have learned. In general, Meetup is a 10-to-1 ratio. So like it says 10 people have signed up, 2 will probably be there. A. B. You need to sign up for like 25 different meetup groups because a lot of them only meet like once a month. So you want to be able to go to something every single week, or at least have the option. Eventbrite is also very good at this type of thing. The only difference is Eventbrite doesn't ask you as many questions. So like when you search for free events that are near you, they're not as customized of like stuff that you would want to do as Meetup is. So I just recommend that in general. Okay. So yes, the sphere you will generate new, repeat, and referral business. And that's the point, right? Like, you're trying to grow what this is. So when it comes to your sphere, right? We were talking about what goes out. What is the next level that goes out? What is the next circle, right? So your sphere is going to refer you neighbors. They're going to refer you relatives that they may have, friends that they may have. Now, how do you ensure that they're going to refer you? Number one, ask. Ask for referrals, right? This is your friends and family. They love you anyway. And they want to help you, but if they own a house, they can't buy another one, okay? Maybe they can, but most of us cannot. And so you need to tell them how to help you. You need to explain to them how to give you a referral. Because sometimes our friends and family don't know how to introduce us. They don't know what to say, right? You want to share how important it is for you. And let me tell you something. One of the huge things is you want to make sure to thank people when they give you a referral. So when I'm given a referral by somebody, I will not only thank obviously the person that has sold or purchased or whatever. I'm going to go back and I'm going to say like, hey, You know what, Joe? Thank you so much for trusting me with Omar and Delmy. They actually just closed on their home, and I'm so grateful that I got to help them. And it's because of you trusting me. Okay? It's that conversation of reminding them that this is about trust. I want them to go out and know that I really take it seriously that they have given me someone. It's really important to me that they have given me that opportunity. And I want them to A, to know that I closed the deal. B, I want them to know that it worked out. And this does remind me of something that a lot of agents do, and you can choose to do it or not. But most clients talk about you as their like their agent. They're going to talk about you the 30 days before closing and 60 days after closing. That's like the hot to trot time because they're so excited about their house. And so I offer to do housewarming parties for my clients when they close because they're going to invite all their friends and all their family. And so it's an easy way for me to grow my database because I'm going to meet all their friends and all their family. And they're excited because they got a new house that they're happy about. And the people are excited because they're coming to see their fancy house. And so if I've done my due diligence and I'm there and actively engaging with them, it's going to then create that situation, if that makes sense. Does anybody have any questions so far? We all tracking? We okay? Yes? All right. All right. Testimonials are super fab. You want to encourage your clients and people that like know and love you to actively give you testimonials, especially if you've been in sales in the past. I 100% would actively engage and asking your previous sales clients to talk about you as a salesperson because that's going to give you a big benefit when it comes to that. They know what you're like. They know that you take care of it. They know that like you're actively there and want to be there for them. All right. So turn to feed your database if you've got your participant guide and think about some places that you can get new people to feed your database. So I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes to come up with 4 locations to get people to add to your database from. So this is going to be, you know, wherever you come up with. So it's 7:02. I'm going to give you till 7:07. Should I put a clock?
What's the exercise again? Sorry.
It's okay. You're going to have 5 minutes and you need to come up with 4 places where you are going to get new people that you don't know yet that you can add to your database to feed it. So a foodie meetup group, a pickleball club, a church, the Rotary Club. But these needs to be places you're actively going to go and get them yourself. Does that make sense? Ooh, golf course college. Hospital, I like it. Mall, gym, restaurants, dock. Yes. Ooh, these are so good. Yes, I love it. I love it. Oh man, hair salons are so good. Hairstylists know everybody. Everybody. Yes, trick or treating. Oh, these are so good, guys. Are you guys writing these down? Such good ideas. Oh, I love it. Oh, these are so good. Yeah. Awesome. Oh, I love these so much. These are so good. These are awesome, guys. Okay. I love it. You guys are on fire. Divorce attorney is a really, really good one. There are many agents that literally their entire business is that they have partnered with 4 or 5 divorce attorneys. There's actually a designation that you can get that makes makes you a certified divorce like like real estate expert, which means that you can actually like go and speak in the proceedings as like an expert witness. So that's actually really, really good. Very good. Amazing. I love it. Ooh, they're so good. I love it. Good job, guys. Okay, so now you've got to talk to your database. Okay, you've found all these people, you're meeting all of them, you're talking to all of them, you're reaching out. You've got to, in some way, organize a reason to talk to these people. And this is where the database really comes in. And so I very simply just took the alphabet. And let's say January, every week, I pick 2 letters of the alphabet and I reach out to every single person with those last names starting with those letters. So I can tell you each week it's a different 2 letters that I reach out to. So I can actually pull mine up for this week that's coming up. So this week I have to call everybody that has a D or an O in their last name. I have to send a text message to everybody that has an L or an N. Yes, DTD2, exactly. I have to text everybody that has an L and an N. I have to Facebook message everybody with the letter P as the last name. And I have to do a handwritten note to everybody with the last name with a Y or a Z. And that's for the entire week. This means that I'm going to send every single person in my database a note card 3 times a year. I'm going to call them at least 3 times a year. I'm going to text them at least 3 times a year. And I'm going to put a message on their Facebook at least twice a year. So the question is there a good way to get someone's email out of them in a conversation, or is there some way to get it over there? So you absolutely can look at the schedule. Yep, and tag your database, which is what I have. So when it comes to email addresses, I tell all of our friends and family that I like to send out monthly, like what's going on in the neighborhoods newsletter, and I ask for the email address for that. Or I also will have, so a lot of different agents do like giveaways and stuff like that. We do a social media giveaway for springtime where it's just a sign in that they have that's first name, last name, email, phone number. And they get put into a drawing, and the drawing is for someone to go and clean their house. And so one of the cleaners that we locally have will go, and the winner gets that. We'll do another one in the winter time. We do it twice a year. where it's first name, same thing, first name, last name, email, and then we enter them into a drawing for a dinner, and they get a gift card. So that's one way that we've gotten that. But otherwise, it would just be overtime. If it's my own SOI, I let them know that sometimes I send out stuff via email, and I just want to ask them for it. And so here's how you're going to then segment how it is. You're going to add the tags to it. So you know where they are. Where'd you get them from? You met them at pickleball, right? You want to have those tags on there just so you can reference who they are and what you're going to be talking about as you're talking to them. And that's also why you need your database. I realized very quickly that when I was writing notes, I was putting the same note in people's just thinking of yous multiple times. It's not great. And so that's what your database is for, is actively putting in what you've done, what the messages were that you put in there. And then you can customize based on what it is that they do, right? Now there's some of these that are going to all go together that you want to like interact, and you can invite multiple people. But the better your tags are and the more specific they are, the easier it is to segment people together. So exactly. You want to make sure that you are actively talking to these people on a regular basis, which is where the 36 touch comes from. Okay. You definitely want to have a high touch when it comes to like being in front of people. I will say that for your database, you've got to kind of come up with ideas and reasons to meet in person at least once a year. Calls, text messages, letters are great. But there's a level of connection that happens in person that is just not like the same. Oh, thanks, Brian. That's not the same. You can't get it anywhere else, right? You've got to make sure that you get there in person. And it can be for anything. So you got your database, you got your smart database, you got your data bank. These are very fancy words. We don't need those. Servicing your database. Again, listen, this is about being of service. I don't love the wording of this. I want you guys to think about that. It's so much easier to make phone calls and to call people and to help people when you're trying to be of service. And I will tell you that in my decades of being in sales, the more I have focused on helping the person with whatever might be happening this moment for them, the more business that has come to me. Have you guys heard the phrases Ford and frog yet? Have you guys gone over that? Did somebody else go over that with you? Yes, maybe, no? Okay. So sometimes people are like, well, what do I say when you're on the phone? So Ford is an acronym. Okay. It is for family, occupation, recreation, dreams. Family. I'm just calling to see how the family's doing. Occupation. I know you just started a new job. How's that going for you? Recreation. Hey, I saw in your pictures that you guys just got back from being on vacation. What was that like? We've been thinking about going to Italy too, and I'd love some tips. Dreams. Hey, I know that you've been dying to go on vacation to blah, blah, blah. I just met this amazing, travel organizer that may have an answer for you that could make it affordable. Do you want me to connect you with them? Okay. And so, it's just an acronym to help kind of come up with what reasons to talk to people if you feel a little bit uncomfortable. Frog, instead of dreams, it's goals. So family, recreation, occupation, and then goals. If there's like a goal that they have, how you can kind of help them get there, is what the basis for that is. And so sometimes that just kind of helps, like how can you get to the next stage? All right. What questions? Any questions for this? Yes, no, maybe.
And, but maybe I missed it. What was frog? I caught Ford. What was frog?
Oh, frog is family recreation occupation goals.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Here we go with the disclaimers, y'all. We did that already. Okay. So now we are talking about open houses and how to get leads from open houses. Who's doing open houses as one of their lead gen sources? Oh, Cherry, thank you. Yes, me's, lots of me's, lots of me's. Yes. Okay. Okay. So let's go over some do's and don'ts. You do not need to have everybody in the open house as a client. You need to have 2 or 3 people that you have true conversations with, that you actually make a connection with, that you actually could work with, that you could move forward with. Okay? It is not about quantity. It is about the quality of the conversation. It is about building an actual relationship, being of service. Okay? Now, I would hope, but maybe not, so we're going to go over it. Before you do an open house, there are several things that you need to do. Numero uno, you need to go walk the house. Okay? Before the day of the open house. Don't be that guy. So you know what's going on with it. You need to print out the MLS for the open house. You need to ask the agent, how old is the water heater? How old is the roof? How old is the HVAC? How old are the floors? When did the last time they had, anything remodeled? Because people are going to ask you this when you get there and you don't want to not know the answers. The purpose of an open house is for you to meet a whole bunch of strangers and for them to think that you are actually the professional. So you need to be the professional. Okay? So, number 1, walk the house. Number 2, print out the MLS. Number 3, find out the ages of the things. Okay? Now, you are then, what is this? I don't think any of you guys have limiting beliefs about this. We're going to move on to what actually is going to work. Okay? Now, you are also going to find homes that are also listed in the same neighborhood that are similar. For example, if you are, look at you, Danielle, seller disclosures and floor plans. Get it. Yes. More is better. Having docs is better. You want to also look at homes in the area that are similar. So if you are showing a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, look up other 4-bedroom, 3-bathrooms in the neighborhood that are the same. Okay? Here's why. You have people come to the open house. Priority 1, sell that house to people that are unrepresented. Priority 2, if they kind of like the house, but they like something different. I don't want a pool. I do want a pool. I don't want an open concept kitchen. You can then have the conversation of, you are unrepresented, Mr. Unrepresented buyer, blah, blah, blah. I know that this house isn't perfect for you. However, if you like, after the open house, we can have a discussion because there are similar homes in the area that I am familiar with. Ideally, you will go walk these other homes. So you already know what they're like too. Everybody following so far? Now, while you're in the house, sell the house. When the open house is over, give them options for other things. That's very important. Don't be selling somebody else's house in the open house. That makes you jerk. Okay? And nobody was going to let you do their open houses anymore. Do you guys all understand that you can do open houses for anyone in your brokerage? You don't have to have the house. Anyone in your brokerage can have it. Okay? For my brand new baby agents, this is where your social media and your marketing is going to get its push. If I was a brand new agent, I would literally be doing 2 open houses on Friday, 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday. And I would be taking videos, and I would be taking reels, and I would be taking pictures, and I would be posting the flyers, and I would have my face all over social media everywhere. Because they don't know that you're not the listing agent. The average population has no idea. But they do know, wait a minute, she's in like 6 different houses. And they're in all these different areas. I didn't know that like those are areas that like you even cover. I didn't know that you do condos. I didn't know that you did $1 million properties, right? You can tell people time and time and time and time and time and time again. But until they see it live, like, dang, that house is amazing. Now, let's all remember you're doing the open house. You need to ask the listing agent, can I take photos and videos in the house and post it on my social media? You need to ask permission. It's nice to post a listing agent. The question is, should we mention them? I do. I usually will say, come see me at 123 Main Street. You know, Erin has this unbelievable listing, and I'm lucky enough to be holding the open house on Saturday. Because, like, what do you lose from that? Nothing. And they love it because they're getting free advertising. And you will love it because you're trying to find a buyer for the house. The question was, are there times that are better than other for open houses? I gotta tell you, I'm not really sold on like you have to do them at a certain time. I think that if you actively are marketing ahead of time instead of like the day before, that sucks. Okay. So, oh, I forgot about this. You guys need to be looking in MLS at coming soon properties. And you need to be calling the agent and being like, hey, can I hold your open house the weekend that it opens? Because that's when it's the hottest. That's when the most people are going to be coming, right? That is when everybody's going to be in that place. And you want to be like, hey guys, this coming soon property, nobody's been allowed in it yet. I'm going to be showing it on Thursday night as the first person holding an open house. Yeah, so you guys are talking about twilights. I will tell you that happy hour twilight open houses can be successful. But again, you got to prepare for them. And you should probably do them opening weekend or if there has just been a price drop. Okay? I say this with love and light. If a property has been on the market for like 8 weeks and it's overpriced and they're not dropping the price and they're not going to drop the price, that ain't a great open house for you. That is not. You want to be looking for brand new properties, price drop, really cool location, really cool neighborhood, etc. That's where you're going to get the most traffic. Now, who's door knocking when they do open houses? Let's hear the yeses on that one. Okay. Good. I'm loving the yeses. I love it. I love all the me's. I love all the yeses. Now, here's how the door knocking works. I feel so uncomfortable doing it. I got an answer for you. Okay. So in general, you want to do 10 houses to the left, 10 houses to the right, 20 houses in front. That's the move that you want to go with. Okay. Now, neighbors are nosy. They love coming into the house and seeing what's up. So it is, you don't need to walk up to people's houses if you don't want to. If you're going to do this, here's something that an agent does that I think has been amazing. They order paper bags. You just like the regular Wegmans paper bags with the handles. Okay. You can get like 50 for $25. And they put a little note on the bag. And the note says, hi, basically, hi, I'm holding an open house at 123 Main Street, Saturday from 1 to 4, and I'm collecting food for the local food bank. If you'd like to, please drop it off at the open house and come check out the home while you're at it. 1, they see that you are actually giving back to the community. 2, it's not like a terrible, like creepy way to like knock on the door. And like, fine, you don't want to give any food? Don't. And if you have to leave it, let's say the people aren't home, you're leaving something that's not like a cheesy door hanger that like they're just gonna throw away anyway, right? So like now, look at us. We're out, we're helping out the local community. They know that you're doing it. And at minimum, they know that you're not a scumbag and you're different from every other realtor that's like knocking on the door and leaving some stupid flyer. It's a hey, here I am. This is how I want to interact. I don't feel you don't feel as uncomfortable knocking on the door. Or you can also say like, hey, like there's a local school, like there's a neighborhood that there's a school, right? And so we've gone to that school and been like, hey, what do you guys need? And that particular school is a junior high, and they had what's called like a hygiene closet for the kids that had like toothpaste and toothbrushes and like deodorant and stuff like that. And they said they needed more supplies. So that's what we put on the bags. Like, hey, blank elementary said they needed more stuff for their they needed more stuff for their hygiene closet. This is a list of items. I'm happy to take it there. I'll be holding an open house on Saturday from this time to this time. Just drop it on by, drop it off for me and I'll take it. It's a great way to introduce yourself to the neighborhood while like being of service. Again, like there's nothing that works better than that. Okay. Got that. I'm going to get there. Oh, okay. Side note. Do we know what percentage of open houses are sold at the open house? Do you guys know this answer? Oh, thank you, Chris. Anybody got that? What do you think the percentage is? Let's guess, guys. I'm interested in what you guys think. 15, 5, 25, 3, I don't know, 13, 20,
All of them.
20, 50, 33. The question was, where do I get the bags? Amazon, girl. Amazon. Cheapest bags you can get with the little handles. They're going to throw it away anyway. Get ready, guys. 1%. 1% of homes are sold at the open house. Yes, Timu, do it. So here, yeah, you were close, Karen. You were the closest, in fact. So you are not holding open houses to sell that house. You are holding the open house to do several things. 1, get buyers for yourself. 2, get sellers by showing the neighbors all that you're doing to sell that house. So if I'm a neighbor and I'm like, dang, this girl's like door knocking and like collecting food for the local food bank and knocking on my door and made this great flyer and hold this open house and had like, wine and cheese at the like happy hour the night before. Like, man, if she's doing all of that to sell my house, their house, what would she do for my house? Your open houses are an opportunity for you to actively go out in the market and sell your product, which is yourself, to buyers and sellers. And so that's the most important thing that you need to be doing. You should be at the open house. Lord have mercy. You better be there 30 minutes early. You need to be dressed, okay, for the love of God. Oh, thank you, Joe. And so I want you guys to be ready. Game on. It's great if you have some like a stereo with like music playing. My husband's a big like classical music because you're creating like a vibe in the home itself, right? Do I have any other door knocking ideas? I mean, I have a million. Like I just come up with this stuff all over the place. But those are like the 2 big ones that I really like a lot. And so this is your sales pitch, guys. This is your resume. This is your interview. This is your moment. And literally 51% of buyers do their research at open houses. Lighting candles is good for this smell. There's a lot of agents that will bake cookies because like the smell of like fresh baked cookie vibe. I have not done that because I'm always scared I'm gonna burn down the house. So I'm not a big candly purse. But I will bring like little snacks and like water bottles. I will do that jam with a little bit of music. But you guys can absolutely do anything you like. Yeah, see, Snickerdoodle sent a can. Brilliant. I love that. Okay. So here's the benefit of SOIs, right? It's got a huge ROI because it's really about sweat equity. You're going to get qualified leads. You're going to get prospecting. It's inexpensive, right? It's a great way. Now, I do want to kind of also go over this because I do think it's important, guys. Not everything is for everybody. If open houses are not your jam, don't force yourself to do them. If cold calls are not your jam, don't do them. There's 50 million types of ways to lead generate. You pick the one that you like doing. You feel good about it because the clients are going to notice that you feel good about it and they'll be engaged to do it with you. They'll be wanting to actively engage for that. Okay. Oh, I did this already, guys. Oh, one thing that I didn't bring this up before, but I do think it's a good idea. I think it's great to do open houses with two people. And people that are really great at doing open houses, that actually like doing open houses with you, are actually lenders. And it's nice to have a lender there with you because they can answer all the questions that the clients might have. See, brilliant. Yep. It's a great opportunity because you will have clients that are asking about like the interest rates. And yes, you want to be knowledgeable to know like what's going on, but you are not a lender. You are a realtor and you focus in your lane. Don't answer questions about stuff that you don't know anything. Okay. You can be vague. That's fine. Bring a lender. They can answer that question. And partnering is a great opportunity. You can also partner with other agents. There's a great dynamic that does happen with having more than one person there. Now, if you have if you're doing an open house for like a condo, for example, you have to have two people, one person to let them in, one person to be in the open house. And then obviously you should switch halfway through. Oh, this is also important. Listen, you do not need to have 75-hour open houses. Okay? It is unnecessary. 2 hours max. Dos más. That's it. Okay? And the reason is you want to get as many people in there in a small time frame as possible to create so that the people understand that this is like a busy house. This is a wanted, desired house. When you have a 7-hour open house or 5-hour open house, people are going to come when they feel like it. And you'll get one person every 5 minutes. Maddie, yes, we are in 7. Sorry, not Sandy. I'm mixing your first and your last name. We are in 7. 2 hours max, guys. You do not need to be having these crazy ass open houses. I had 2-hour open houses. Yeah, 7 people is great. 7 people is great. You don't need 700. You need 3 people that you make a real good conversation with that are going to be buyers. Because if you're doing and just think about it. If you're doing 2 open houses a week and you get 3 people from the open houses, that's 6 people a week. That's 24 people that are prospects a month. Half of them are going to deal with you. Half of those are going to close, right? And so you're now actively looking at 6 closings per month from open houses. That's incredible numbers. Incredible. Even if you're half that, that's incredible numbers. And it's a great way that you can make a living. But if this is your jam, if it's not your jam, if you don't like peopling, if this is not the way that you like to move, don't do this as your lead lever. Okay? Because there is a lot of pressure always to like do specific things. And you don't need to do that. Do the thing that you like, that you're really into. My husband's an introvert. Open houses are not his jam. But he loves teaching. He loves it. So buyer seminars are his jam. Seller seminars are his jam. He's phenomenal at those, and he comes alive because he's teaching and he likes it. And so that's his lead lever, and that's what he does instead. Find yours. Okay. Prepare, prospect, and okay. So now you held the open house. You made friends. Park on the street. Yeah, you guys definitely want to like park on the street. Let's see. Can I give you guys some ideas about talking points for the open house? Yes. So when it comes to the open house itself, um, obviously you want to introduce yourself. You want to ask them what brought them into the home. You want to ask them if it's their first home that they've looked at, if they just started, where are they in the process, why did they pick that neighborhood. It's really just an opportunity to like kind of figure out where their head's at and what they're looking at. And so if they say that they're the neighbor, for example, you can ask them, how long have you lived here? Did you know these neighbors? How's the HOA? Whatever. You don't want to follow people around. That's creepy. You want to guide them if they want to be guided. You want to let them look if they want to let them look. I usually tell people I am not going to hover all over you. I am literally here to be your guide. If you have any questions, please let me know. Um, and you'll see there'll be people that are naturally inclined to have conversations with you, and some that just want to walk the house and leave. You don't need everybody to be your best friend. You just need a couple that want to like chit chat with you. Um, and that's usually like what I love the best. I usually will walk the house and figure out things that I like about it. So I'll say like you have to go see the backyard. It's incredible. And it's like the stuff that I really want. I will also walk the neighborhood. I will walk the areas around it and be like, are you familiar with this area? Yes, no, maybe. I'm a foodie, so I'll be like, there's a Thai restaurant that is to die for down the street. And so like I'll give them my personal perspective of what it would be like to live there is really what I will share with them. Things that I actually like and what it would be like to live in that neighborhood. If it's somewhere like near where I live, I'll say like I actually live down the street. And it's an incredible neighborhood. We've lived here for 5 years. It's really going to be kind of, I'll let them decide what the conversation is going to be like and what kind of route that I'll go with them. Really, what I'm looking for is opportunities where I can show them that I do know the area, I do know the house, and I'm helpful. Like I really spend all of my time in my mindset of trying to be helpful, and it just gets very far. So many people that are purchasing, especially if they're coming into an open houses, very much so are like kind of like people's toe in the water. They don't feel like really committed to it. They don't have to sign anything. They can just kind of go check it out. And so like I want them to feel like, oh, I can ask her all the questions I think that like I didn't know that I could ask, or I'd be scared to ask, right? um and so I really just kind of come from that mentality, and that's kind of how I like move through the conversation of like at the end of the day, like I always think about the fact that, like if I go and I think about it like this, and an agent said this before, like if somebody comes to your house for dinner that's never been there before, what are you going to do? You're going to be like, oh, the living room's here, the bathroom's here, the kitchen's over here. Let me know if you need anything. It's kind of the same thing. Like, you've never been here before. So, like, let me tell you what's up, right? Like, the bedrooms are upstairs, 2 bed, 3 baths. You'll find that, the pool table is downstairs and then whatever, and there's a bathroom right here, right? Kind of in that mindset. So now you've gotten their information, right? Which I hope you have if you're holding an open house. You need to have some kind of like sign in sheet, login sheet, something. And so you've got their information. And the minute that these people, now, if you're in an open house where like one person comes and they leave right away, do it right then or there. If you've got something moving consecutively, figure out a way to make notes for yourself. The minute you shut the door of that open house, go back through and make notes on every single person. Said they had a dog, looking in the neighborhood, was a neighbor, just thinking about it, already has an agent, blah, 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 right? Now, you are then, I personally would say, how about realtors coming in and reading your sign in? I mean, that's fine. I mean, whatever. They can read it if they want to, but I mean, what are they? My thing is that like I don't care. First of all, because like a novel. Um, I mean, I love it. You can if you want to, because here's what I can say. Um, I will do it, and if they want to, that's their prerogative. But I will then send thank yous to everyone, right? I will send hey Chris, thank you so much for stopping by 123 Main Street. I'm really excited that you like the home. Please have your realtor reach out to me if they have any questions. What do I say to typically get people to sign it? I let people know. You know, the homeowners do like to know who's entering, who's in their home. So they do require a sign in. Please, you know, leave your name, name, email, whatever. Um, and like realtors get hyped up if they think you're trying to steal the client. I'm not. I'm totally fine with you keeping your clients. And I'm also of the like mind that if you tell me you have an agent, I'm going to ask you who the agent is. And I'm going to text them afterwards and say, hey, you know what, Aaron? Maggie and Jeff were just at my open house. They did say that they were interested in it, would love to do business with you. No agent is going to get mad about that because you're not even remotely trying to like steal their client. You're trying to do a deal. And so I reach out to every single person because a couple things are going to happen. The agents are going to like you because you are respecting their turf. And so you are going to be able to create good relationships with other agents by that. If there are clients that don't like, well, I wouldn't leave it out. Okay, wait a minute. So if you have the book out, I would not leave out personal information for other people to see. I would make it electronic or take it with you. I wouldn't leave it there. And so we do individual, but you can also do it electronic. You can just make a form online that they fill in. They scan it, put their name, email, phone number, and then they can enter the home. That's a pretty it's not that hard to put it together. The agents are gonna like you. The client is gonna like that you took the time to say thank you. If they're not happy with their agents, they're gonna remember you. I mean, I'm a big paper person, so we do paper clipboards with names on them, and I have one clipboard for neighbors and one clipboard for clients that are walking in. I would just take the information with me. I wouldn't leave it there. Is the only thing that I would do. And so you just want to make sure that that thank you matters. Pursuing them matters. Reaching out matters because it's showing your level of professionalism again. Now, they tell you to kick rocks, leave them alone. They're not your people. Okay? And I think that that's super important too, that you want to make sure that you're respecting what the people are telling you. Reach out, say thank you, follow up with them, follow up with them, follow up with them. Follow up is a big thing. But once they tell you, like, I'm good, thank you very much, I'm not interested, leave them alone. We talked about prepared. I talked about this already. Mindset's a big one for you guys. Like, I think it's a big, 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 big one. So this is a schedule that they have. Pick the house on Monday. Post it online on Tuesday. Make a little flyer in Canva. Luckily, we work at KW, so now we have Canva for free. Post it online again. Put the yard sign. So I don't know about the states that you're in. So I am in the state of Virginia. We cannot put signs out until Friday, and they have to come down by Monday morning. So follow whatever the rules are. Yes, this is in the guide, Stacy. Follow what the rules are for the jurisdiction that you're in with when it comes to sign. You're gonna invite the database.
So, sorry,
Yeah.
it's just a.
No, go ahead.
Would we just reach out to our coaches or our brokerage to understand what the rules are if they're new agents?
Yep.
Okay.
Coaches should know the answer to that. Also, HOAs have specific rules too.
Okay.
So sometimes you can, if you're holding an open house in a specific HOA, you can actually call the HOA and ask them what their rules are about signage.
Got it.
And they'll let you know. Because some won't let you have them at all. And so it just depends on which ones you have and what they are. It just depends.
Hmm.
Um, and then again, you're gonna post online, prepare the market, stats, print flyers, door knock. And they're saying to do that on Friday. I think that you can do that on Thursday or Friday. If you're gonna be holding the open house on Saturday or Sunday. I think that it's super important um, that you remember that people are going to look online. Make sure that the agent you're doing the open house for has put it in MLS because MLS will then syndicate it to other places. Hey, Karen, it says you have your hand up.
Yes, I just want to touch upon the open house and just to kind of briefly indicate that I've done an open house and it was in a gated community.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very different than doing an open house for a home is just maybe at the corner in a regular neighborhood.
Yep.
We were not allowed to you
Do
couldn't even
anything.
post a
You
Keller
couldn't do
Williams
anything.
sign.
Yes.
You had to get a specific sign. You
Yes.
could not post
Yes.
your open house signs on the
Yes.
property.
Mm-hmm.
And just to say this real briefly, I even put my signs further away from the gated community, and two of my signs were taken away and trashed
Mm-hmm.
because
Yes.
evidently so it's just very different.
Yes.
And you
Gated
definitely have to
communities
find
are a
out the
whole new
rules.
ballpark. Um, with gated communities specifically, I find that the conversation of when you're door knocking, that does it does there's some agents that really love it. Is there anyone that you know that has been wanting to really get into this neighborhood? You get to pick your own neighbor. You get to pick your new neighbor. And so that has worked for a lot of agents like that a lot, specifically in those types of neighborhoods, because there usually is kind of a waiting list to get into specific ones that they want to, that people have reached out. Is advertising the open house the listing agent's tasks? So the listing agent needs to put it in MLS. They should, if they're good listing agents, advertise the open house. They will not always do that. You are responsible to fill your own open house to make it worth your time. Because if they're not going to do their job, you don't want it to affect your job. And yeah, I know nobody knew. This sounds about right. I mean, you're going to learn that not everybody preps that the way they should, which is why I would reach out and figure out what open house you're doing on Monday or Tuesday of the week so that you have the opportunity. Stephanie, you have a question?
Yes, thank you.
Sure.
So I have an open house this weekend, and
Mm-hmm.
typically I do open houses. I love them. Um, but this community is like a secured community. It's a condominium community, and it's a 55 and plus. So that means that you cannot get into the other buildings. So it's going to be two agents hosting the open house this weekend, and we were trying to figure out how do we advertise for this open house that we're having. So is there any suggestions? Being as though like the doors are kind of like apartment style locked and not being able to get in?
Yeah, I would ask do they have like a message board or anything for like
I'll
for
look
the
into that.
building?
Mm-hmm.
I would ask the building if they'll allow you to put it on the message board so that at least the
Okay.
residents know what's going on versus door knocking. You're not allowed to door knock on like each of the houses. Um, but I would do that. And then the other thing is if you can make nice with the like the condo board president, sometimes they have like a mailing list that goes out to everybody. And so
Mm-hmm.
what I would actually do, so for those, I actually do I call it a neighbor special open house. So I do it and I say it's for neighbors only. And I'll do it like
Mhm.
if the open house is on Saturday, I'll do like the neighbor special on like Friday night and be like, you get to
Mhm.
see it first because you're the neighbors. Um, and I would like maybe make a flyer and say neighbor exclusive this time to this time, general public this time, and see if they're willing to share that like within the building.
The community.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, and those places, if you got to make nice with the like front desk lady because she's the one that really runs the building. So like it's one of those things. Yeah. All right, guys. So we have 10 minutes left. So this is going to be kind of open forum. What have I not answered that you would like me to answer? What do you guys want to practice? What scripts can I share with you? Do you all just want to go to sleep now? I mean, I know it's rough. Like 8 o'clock is rough. Uh, my survey? That's my survey. Do I have a survey after this? Thank you. I know, right? Literally sleep. Good. Very good. I'm very happy, guys. Do I have is there a survey for me? Do I get a like report card? That's funny. Hold on.
I don't know. Some of the other coaches that were presenting
Uh-huh.
sent us a link to the survey.
Oh, maybe I have one. Let's look, guys. It'll be an adventure for all of us. Let's see.
Can we contact you? Like,
You
I feel like we need
can!
to keep in touch.
Yes,
And
you
I used
can!
to work for Pandora Jewelry, so I feel like
Oh,
we're
did
kindred.
you?
Yes, yes.
I love that. I love that. Okay. Yes, actually. Oh yeah. So you guys are so sweet. Swetha, I work with her, so don't get excited. That's why she said. So yeah, you guys can contact me. So I'm gonna put my email address. Okay. So my office is in Fairfax. So I'm in Fairfax Gateway is where the office that I work out of. That is my email address. All of you are very welcome to email me at any point. In my email signature, I have a Calendly. So if you guys want to do like one-on-ones, I'm happy to like connect and kind of go over like next steps or something that you guys need. Where should my clients go for testimonials? Okay, so make sure that you make a Google business page for yourself and like make yourself like legit. And then also usually Zillow allows that as well. Oh, yay. See, Leesburg's right there. We're right there. Um, that we can do that. I don't know where this survey thing is, guys. I don't see it. Maybe they send it to you when it's over. So you can like
No, we
rate.
got it during. There was a QR code that you had up on the screen several
Oh, here it is. I get
slides
it.
ago.
I'm on it. Here it comes. Ready. Got it. Yes. Share. This one. Right? Maybe.
Yes.
Now I lost it again, guys. It's coming. Hold on. Maybe? No? Maybe not. This is not going the way I want it to. Ha! Success. Found it.
Okay.
This was 6, right?
We did 6 and 7.
Venus, can you say what you were talking about doing a Google business page again, please?
Yeah, so you'll make an official Google business page, and what it'll require is that it'll ask you to like shoot a video where you have to like prove you're in the office building. They don't like post it anywhere, but like you have to like take a video of you like walking into the building and using your key to get into the KW, and then that'll make you an official like business. And then people can then leave reviews for you on your Google business page. And they can like search you and all of that other stuff too. Yeah. Alexis, yes, I do plan events. I am the event planner. I do large scale real estate agency panels and like trainings because I think that we just learn better together. The next one that I'm hosting is a luxury panel that's going to be in December. I will tell you that you do not need to be a luxury agent to attend. We've got agents flying in from KW from 5 different states. It's a really good panel. You learn stuff locally. It's a great opportunity, and like our business model, it's like my vision for our company statement is that we create a luxury experience regardless of price point. And so don't be scared off by the fact that it's called a luxury summit. It is definitely for any price point. How can you get the information? I can, if you guys email me, I'll send you all the info for it. I might be hosting another one in Arlington in November. I'm not 100% on the date yet, but the one in December is set in stone. It's at the Ritz-Carlton in Georgetown. And my calendar is in my email. Send me an email. I'll send you all the links so you guys can get a hold of me. Is it Bianca's?
Yes. Hi,
Hi.
good afternoon.
Hello.
I was trying to take notes as you were talking. You mentioned we were talking about the open house and
Yep.
clients coming through that are already represented by other agents.
Uh-huh.
And you mentioned asking for their agent's name and
Yeah.
reaching out to the agent.
Mhm.
Can you repeat again your conversation piece that you typically would have to the
Yeah. So like if I just met you and you're like, oh, I have an agent, I'm like, oh, that's amazing, Bianca. Can I have their information? I'll send over all of the like information about this house so that they have it and it's easily accessible to them. So that's what I would tell the client. And then I would send an email and say, hey, Bianca, this is Venus. I held 123 Main Street open today and your clients came in. I just wanted to share the disclosures and give you what their feedback was. They said they really loved it. The backyard was a little bit small, but they still said it was in their top 2 or 3. Please let me know if there's anything I can share with you. So like the
Got
agent loves you because you didn't steal their people. The people don't feel because sometimes when like people are like, oh, I have an agent, and you're like, well, what's their name? They think that you think they're lying. So I always explain like, can I have their information? I'll send over all of the documents for them.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, sure, of course. Any other questions, guys? Thank you, John. Got
I have
3.
a question. I'm Patricia.
I'm ready, Patricia. Go.
How do you introduce the idea of provide with more open house, I mean, more available properties in the area when they look like they are not interested in your open house without like committed treason?
Without committing treason?
Yes.
Yeah. So you want to go ahead and just let them know if they. So basically, I need to be talking to them, and they need to
Mhm.
tell me, oh, you know what? We really love this house, but we want a pool, for
Yes.
example. And you can say, yeah, I know this is a beautiful house. I know you mentioned that you're unrepresented. I represent clients that purchase in this area all the time. If you'd like to connect afterwards, there are some other properties in the local area that do have a pool.
Okay, so and then you contact them after the open house and send them information directly?
Yep. I would
Okay.
contact them after the open house and I'd be like, hey, you know what? It was so nice to meet you, Patricia. It was amazing. I know I met you at 123 Main Street's open house. You had mentioned that you wanted a pool instead. Here are some properties that are available. Because, like, that's the other thing about it. That's why you need to take the notes when they leave so that you remember, like, oh, I talked to them. They said they like the house and the neighborhood, but they want a pool. So now you know in your email to say, hey, I met you at 123 Main Street and you said that you wanted a pool instead. I would love to show you these 3 properties.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, Cherry.
I have a smart plan for open houses.
Oh, nice.
that
Love it.
I get the contact information and I just go ahead and put the people in the smart plan
Yep.
for a touch base after open houses.
Yep. Love it. I love.
Yeah, tonight
Yeah,
was great. I loved it.
Oh, thank you. Anything that you guys can automate is like the best.
Another quick question. So
Yeah.
if you're hosting the open house for another listing agent, and yes, you know, the volunteers should do all their homework, but there are some questions that you don't have answers to.
Sure.
Is it like a turnoff for the prospects to, if you say, I'll check with the listing agent and get back to you? Or is that okay to do? Like,
No, I think that's fine. I think that if you've got like solid information about like, you know, the water heater and the HVAC and everything, and they're asking you like some weird question about like, well, when did they build this deck? Who knows, right?
yeah.
I think that it's totally fine. I wouldn't say I'm going to check with the listing agent. I said I'll get that information from the sellers and I'll let you know.
Okay. Okay, got it.
I would say the sellers only because like now like you're the agent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Thank
Yeah,
you
I
so
didn't
much.
do that
Thank
for
you guys.
I said listing agent.
No, listen, it's totally fine. You guys care. Like that's what's gonna matter. People know that. All right, guys, this has been such a pleasure. Thank you so much for hanging in for 2 hours. Email me if you have any questions, any additional stuff. I really appreciate it. Have a good night.
Good night. Great class.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.